now famous Brook Street in Paarl, the home and fortress of Paarl Boys High. Today they're taking on the Maroon Machine from Stellenbosch, Paarl Roos Gymnasium. These two pillars of South African schoolboy rugby have been friends, neighbours and rivals for over 150 years.
Lineups for us very quickly.
Exciting backline that the Paarl Boys High team have in George Gordon, Marks, Scott Nell and Jamilda Young's been impressive as a back three. The loose trio combination, Ruben Dames, Devon Fuller, Joe Vessels have been impressive. And Hedon Pretorius, the captain of this strong Paarl Boys High team. And look out for John Lewis at 9. He has been very, very good for them this season. Young Paarl Roos team, Oliver Reed, Ryan Jack, the front row, together with Christian de Villiers, who's impressed this season. Jesse Stegeis, all the way from the Netherlands, playing for Paarl Roos, and Trisby Skuman, the grade 11 boy. Andreas Oosthuizen, the captain today. Riley Norton, someone who's come back from the SA 19 cricket camp, also a grade 11 boy, joined by Ruben Kruger in the back three. Vijay Peterson, the pivot of this team and the brains trust behind their attack. In the midfield, Philip Groenewald, beg your pardon, Samuel Barnhouse. And then look out for Kian Edson and Keenan Stoffels. They have been very impressive for this Paarl Roos team. Gets it into the hands of his captain from Pretorius. Paarl Boys High looking dangerous from the start. Van Villing passing to the midfield, and that is a big carry by Brian Berg, and he's still going. Here's the youngster, Paarl Roos, under pressure. Lewis now to the left, Pretorius. Good tackle by Ryan Jack for Paarl Roos. Comes left again, Lewis into the corner. JC Mars, can he get over? And yes, he does. And that is a dream start if there ever was one.
Over the try line. Quick ball was the order of the day. Nice strong carry first up there by the Van Heerden. And then it's just the dink over the shoulder. Ball in two hands, holds it nice and close to his chest, drops his head, body position perfect, scores the opening 5-pointer. And as you said,
January again, Ollie Reed gets over the gain line and gets a bit of momentum for Paarl Roos. Now it is Christian de Villiers again, and he is inches short of the try line. Into the hands, back inside, over the try line. That man Ryan Jack opens the scoreboard for Paarl Roos.
it is by no means the first time that we've seen Ryan Jack run that inside ball. That brings back memories of the George Cregan with Joe Roth, I think it was, on the inside ball always. But Ryan Jack and Zeke January completely on the same page there.
Of the game for him. And look at this again, Ryan Jack, little inside ball from his scrum off, and he enjoyed that, did Zeke January. It means a lot to these kids, and they're playing away from home, and they're trying to rectify the scoreline that is not favouring Paarl Roos. Up goes Kruger. Ollie Reed this time. Ball in hand on the front foot. Paarl Roos moving closer, getting over, and it's Ollie Reed for the second score for Paarl Roos, and finally some reward for the Maroon Machine. The man with a scrum cap, Oliver Reed.
Paarl Roos, we've seen what the ill discipline of Boys High is costing them, but that driving maul has threatened all afternoon so far. It's not often you see the number one be the receiver of the driving maul. It's normally the number two that comes away with the honors, but in this case Oliver Reed gets his hands on it, gets over the white line. And Paarl Roos in the latter stages of this first half have somewhat dominated, and
Elijah Peterson just taps it, kicks it straight onto the cameras, and we go into the half-time break. A somewhat slow start to this game. Hawks 12 points, plays 5. Exciting second half to come. Slow ball into the hands now of Ollie Reed. Again with a strong leg drive. January finds Peterson out the back to Groenewald, space on the left, but he shows and goes and breaks a couple of tackles, gets it into the hands of Barnhouse with a step off the left foot. Now January on the inside, he's free, and January opens the second half with a score just like the first. Turnover ball from the kickoff, and Paarl Roos open the scoreboard in the second half.
Drucks and mauls and scrums, but there we see it. Offloading the tackle is what drew in the defenders, and then it's a step of the right, presence of mind to beat the fullback. Seek January, looks over his shoulder, no one in sight, dives, scores the 5-pointer, adds the extra 2.
Just inches short. Now the Blue Machine, slow ball, left again, and he crashes over. Try goes away of the Boys Eye team, and they answer it. It's Ruben Damas who stands up for the ball, and boys, all the rugby has been played by this Paarl Roos team, and Boys Eye must take a lot of confidence from the fact that they've not been playing well, and they're still in this game.
Hit the nail on the head, Andres. 100% correct.
I'll tell you what,
Go
Morg,
back, regroup.
I think the call here isn't the worst. And just keeping the ball in hand is probably not the worst thing to do for the Paarl Roos team.
As they choose to do.
Riley Norton again for the Paarl Roos team. They inches short and they're putting Boys Eye under pressure. And again, this is Oliver Reed who breaks it first tackle, and he gets over, and that surely, Morg, is the final nail in the coffin of this Boys Eye team. Paarl Roos who come away with 5 points, and well deserved.
He reaches up, scores the 5-pointer, and that for me is somewhat of a nail in the coffin.
Oliver Reed. They've got the penalty advantage. Hansen into the hands of Devon Fuller, and now into the hands of Van Velling, and he's showing a clean pair of heels on the inside. He gets it to JC Moss. Can he hold on? Yes, he can. And it's over for a score in the dying minutes of this game. JC Moss, we mentioned
Just a little bit too late. But from the turnover, the back three of Boys Eye come alive. Van Velling carries it strong up. I thought he maybe have carried it just one step too far, but eventually still has the presence of mind. Over the top, basketball pass inside. JC Mars on the follow-up. Scores the 5-point.
with a lot of momentum. Space on the right-hand side if they want to take it. Van Velling 5, JC Martin, there's only one. Stoffels has to make a good race. Big tackle into touch on Devon Fuller by the captain, Andreas Westhuizen, and that is probably a just finish to a game that has seen these two teams take each other on physically. Paarl Roos come out victors, 35 points to 17 in a well-fought battle here at Brookstride.
And a well-fought battle it was. But what a fitting finish to a absolutely massive encounter.